And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again, another day committed to being your consumer advocate. It's all about helping you understand your buying decisions here in Tampa Bay in the Gulf Coast region of Florida here. We are the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes, and we've got a great lineup for you today here on the show, and it's all about engaging with you. We'd love for you to reach out and call our off-air number for any questions. Think of us as the super connector. We want to connect you with our 80-plus categories of consumer advocates here that we're associated. 813-670-7372. Call or text our hotline anytime with questions. We've seen an uptick in calls lately as well. I think people are tuned in, kind of finding out what's going on with the economy, the virus updates. 813-670-7372. But we do appreciate all that call in and support our show partners. It's a local show, and a lot of our show partners here are local business owners, local men and women that are associated in this community. So support the local economy here by supporting the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Realty. My wife Lindsay and I own and operate a top team here in Tampa Bay. Real excited about being featured again in Florida Realtor Magazine. The May 2020 issue featured us for branding and marketing right on the Florida Realtor Magazine. It's the industry's business publication for all Florida real estate. Also, shout out to our friends at Real Producer Magazine. I'm going to be doing a monthly article for Real Producer as well. So writing about the market, about the economy, about negotiation and marketing and branding. So real excited about that here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And this segment is brought to you by the BELLEAIR Beach Resort right there on Treasure Island, the official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. They're back open, and I'm heading down there this weekend as well. Real excited to go hang out on the beach, the pool, enjoy and soak up some of that Tampa Bay sunshine, and enjoy all that the BELLEAIR Beach Resort has to offer. 2 pools on site, Sloppy Joe's Beach Bar and Restaurant, as well as a 2-beer beach. Clyde Smith, general manager, calls it a 2-beer beach. It takes you 2 beers to walk all the way down there. He says either that or 1 strong margarita, but whichever, the choice is yours. Check out the BELLEAIR Beach Resort. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Book online or call them directly and let them know that the Real Estate Quarterback sent you for the best possible pricing. BELLEAIR Beach Resort, the official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. And we got Doug Levi back on the show here today. And we talk a lot about being a force for good in the community, Doug. And, I see a lot of that from you and your postings, your different postings that you're doing, your involvement with the community. And thanks for being a leader in that space, man.
Thanks, Brandon. Always appreciate, always glad being here. Love hearing you and some of the recognition you've got. We just feel real blessed during this time. We actually just got recognized last week by the Tampa Bay Business Journal as one of the top agencies here for property and casualty insurance again. So that's always good. And yeah, nice. We've been able to do some things and get back. We just sourced some masks for local fire departments. So shout out to Charles Jenkins, is a buddy of mine, and Nemo Baltic at the St. Pete Fire Department. And we want to be able to pay it forward. So appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you look at, the show that we have set up here, we set this show up as a consumer advocate, helping people understand their buying decisions, making them more informed as a consumer. And on the insurance side, property casualty, home, we're going to talk about boat and jet skis today as well on the show. You, as a company, you have access to, I think it was 18 or 20 or so different underwriters that you shop. So you're providing the insurance side, but also you're somewhat of a broker because you're able to find the best deal for each scenario.
Yeah. And we actually, if you add in life and health, we actually have access to over 50 companies. So we have about 25 active companies for things like home, auto, business insurance. You add in all the life and health insurance to over 50. And you're absolutely right. We're independent. I'm not tied to any one carrier. We work with some of the biggest names out there, companies like Progressive, Liberty Mutual, Nationwide, all very, very well recognized companies. And our goal each year is to find clients the best coverage and the best rates possible. And we want to be your insurance quarterback, if you will, for life. So we've got a process in place to make sure that when you come on board with us as a client, We're going to be proactive in our contact and communication with you. And we're going to shop for you at renewal to make sure that we're staying competitive. And if we have to switch you from, let's say, Travelers to Progressive, but it saves you money and it's a win, you still are with the agency, that's what we look to do. So we just believe in that independent mindset and philosophy and think it's the best thing for the consumer out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a big part of it is we always talk about that annual review, your protection reviews as well. I've heard stories of friends that have finally said, hey, I actually did a review and man, this is what I found.
Yeah. Yeah. And, again, we routinely see, just things that aren't right. I mean, I love sharing just real world success and just things just literally, and this literally just happened yesterday. And this is kind of cool because we'll talk about the side hustling a little bit, but this is someone who is coming on board to do the side hustling, the insurance side hustle, where they're going to do home and auto insurance, but they're in the process of buying their own home. So they've got their license. They can now do their own home and auto, but they just got this license in like the last few weeks and found me just recently. They had gotten a quote from someone else, and the person never talked to them. They literally got an address. I think they were referred by a mortgage broker. They got an address, and they just threw some numbers at them. And they were over-insuring my new team member by almost $100,000. So they would have been paying for coverage they would have never seen. And their flood insurance was done totally incorrectly. And again, I'm not trying to speak poorly about that other person, other agent. Listen, it happens. Everybody's entitled to a bad day. But, we really try and take the time to get to know people, to understand what's important to you and make sure we're finding the best rates and the best coverage so that if the unexpected happens and you have a claim, you're well taken care of and you're not left holding the bag. And she felt so good coming on board and saying, wow, I was about ready to sign with someone else before she came to us and met us and would have paid for coverage I would have never seen. And again, some of the other items out there. So it's just, it's always good to kind of know you really want an agent and an agency that's really going to have their eyes on what's going on. And on the marketplace and being able to give you that good advice. Our average team member has been here and had at least 10 to 15 years experience in the industry. And so we feel good about that and the value we're able to provide for our clients.
Yeah, we're talking with Doug Levi here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes, and Doug is the insurance quarterback on the show. Strategic Insurance, TampaBayInsurance.com is his website. And Doug, that's something you don't hear a lot out there in the business community is, hey, am I underinsured? Am I overinsured? Mm-hmm. So in this case, they were paying for a premium that they wouldn't have used. Now, how did you ascertain that?
So if you think about it, and again, I always want to give good nuggets and takeaways for somebody in their car right now or listening online or on Beam TV, et cetera, is at the end of the day, and we're talking on like homeowners and property insurance, it could be a commercial building. You don't insure the land. Think about this for a second. And Brandon, you know this as well as I do, being a top realtor here in the Tampa Bay area. You could have waterfront property in right on St. Pete Beach. And let's say I've got a very small house. It's maybe a 500 square foot house. I'm being a little silly with it. Yeah. But that property may be worth $500,000, $1 million because of its location.
Right.
Well, it would be very silly to insure a 500 square foot house for $1 million, right? And even if we did that and I insured it for that amount, that doesn't mean if my house burns to the ground, the insurance company is going to give me $1 million. So we see all the time where some people may have been overinsured from the beginning. The other thing we see sometimes is where a lot of policies have what's known as an inflation guard, where it goes up a little bit each year, but maybe it's gone up more than the actual price to rebuild.
Right.
The takeaway for the consumer and business person out there is you want to make sure if your home or building is destroyed, you can rebuild it brand new, like, kind, and quality. But again, we take land value out of that. Even if a home's totally destroyed, you still have the land, you still have the lot.
Right.
Follow me? So a lot of times that's what happens. So, and in this case, when I saw it, the other agent basically took the appraisal amount, and that's what they insured the home for. But when they did that, they wound up over-insuring the property because, again, they're insuring land value, and the insurance policies don't cover the land. Even if the home's destroyed, you still have a lot. You still have that land.
Right. Yeah. So you can still rebuild, and it's more or less based on replacement cost, if I'm hearing you correctly.
Exactly. So that's really what you want. You want replacement cost. And, and the flip side is you can be underinsured, right? Yeah. If I've got, I don't know, a 5,000 square foot house, and I'm being silly with the numbers for the point, but if I've got a 5,000 square foot house and I've got let's say 50,000 in coverage, right? That's way, 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 way underinsured. So we see examples, not that extreme, but we certainly see times where people are underinsured. What we see, and we do a lot of replacement cost estimates, and that's where we have software that helps determine how much coverage people need. And, we'll always give you the disclaimer. It's always good. Check with a local builder or someone who just built your home. In general, in our area, you're probably looking at maybe $125 to $175 a square foot for rebuild. Again, not land value, just home rebuild. And it could certainly be up from there if it's very, very high-end, premium, custom, on and on. But, you're kind of average maybe $200,000 to call it $500,000, $600,000 dollar valued home. You're probably in around that 125 to 175 per square foot in terms of rebuild.
Okay. Well, let's squeeze an offer in here for anybody that might be, in a position where they say, I've had my policy for long. I just keep rolling them over. Or maybe I just bought a new property. I'm not sure that it was insured properly, hearing that story from Doug. Doug, tee up the offer for me, and then we'll give out the number.
Yeah, we'd love to. So we've got a great thing right now. We're doing a $27 Amazon gift card offer, and it's basically an opportunity to review your current coverage. We get a snapshot of where you're at right now, your home and auto, get a copy of your deck page, and then we'll have one of our team members run a market comparison for you. Take a look at the 25 carriers out there, and we'd love to see if we can help you out. A lot of times we either are able to save you some money or uncover some of these gaps that we're talking about right now. So
excellent.
Take us up on that Amazon gift card offer.
All right, good stuff. Doug Levi, 813-670-7372. Call or text our hotline. Just text the word insurance to 813-670-7372, or hit us up on the website, consumerqb.com. You can find us on Facebook as well, at Brandon Rhymes 1 on Instagram and Twitter. When we come back, more from Doug. We're going to dive deeper into an opportunity that he has, as well as our feel-good story of the day. New York City Hospital's entire staff surprised with free vacations for their efforts during the corona pandemic. Stay with us right here. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
All right, this week we're going to talk about something exciting as usual.
We always have something exciting.
Yes, we do.
At least it's exciting to us.
But this is a question that comes up.
TV, hey, it is Friday night. We're not here. Yes, we pre-recorded once again because WeBeam TV is working over in Tampa with Dancing with the Stars.
62 Who Knew. I almost said Professional Mortgage Alliance, Joe's Bar and Grill. But actually, it's our 39th week of 62 Who Knew.
We're at the wonderful steampunk event at the Verizon Event Center here in 2019. I think it's still August, right? Yeah. Woo! Can't remember anymore.
To be able to help businesses to do that part of it. But it's just been a couple of years.
Well, and I've taken the business card files from our business cards and changed them.
Entrepreneurs and professionals of Tampa Bay, welcome to your hour for getting the information, the tools, and the connections
Ian
for
Beckles on Radio Influence.
Or you say left-hand white, and then they catch the left-hand white. What it does, it helps you quick with hand-eye coordination. Yeah.
Well, that's kind
As your super connector, we want to introduce you to our 50-plus show partners. We got over 80 categories of expert contributor advice here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we want to.
That's where we disagree, but that's okay.
I said nonviolent.
That's okay.
Because, we're one of the only states that don't give them back to life. I've got Jamie Limbaugh. He is from the Next Step Image. I love that name because you were telling me earlier.
For the type of republic we actually are is actually very correct. Yet politicians and regular people use these words interchangeably, even though technically they are very different.
If you're an overdoer, overachiever, people pleaser, we tend to neglect ourselves. Mm-hmm. And even as Sisters Connected here, with Women Unscripted, I know
And we're back. Brandon Brimes here, your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, owner of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. We buy houses cash as well. We can make fast cash offers through Keller Williams program called Keller Offers, instant cash closings within a week or two on your property. There's a lot of variations there to the Keller Offers program, but we would love to talk to you buying, selling, or investing real estate. Your local real estate economist of choice. We take a great pride in, being that local realtor that knows the market, understands the dynamics, the difference between property types, zip codes, and all the good stuff that you want to know when it comes to being a top realtor. And we are a top agent in the area. Florida Realtor Magazine did a feature on us recently, Top Agent Magazine, Tampa Bay Business Journal. But we feature our listings on the show. Here's a couple of hot ones that we want to talk about here for today's property. 520 George Street South, Tarpon Springs. This is a waterfront property. Great opportunity with a mother-in-law suite. You've got access to the lake behind the house on your own private boat dock as well. 520 George Street South, $499,000. Great opportunity if you've ever wanted to live that Florida lifestyle waterfront on Lake Tarpon, which is a 2,500 acre lake. Huge lake here in Tampa Bay. Also, check out 422 Wildwood Way in BELLEAIR. Owners motivated, just did a price reduction on this property. Put over $100,000 of investment into renovations and lush tropical landscaping here recently. Check out all of our listings at PlatinumMVPteam.com. PlatinumMVPteam.kw.com. And check out our friends at Replenish IV Solutions. I want to say hello to Stephen and Lisa Gunnan. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you when you give them a call. What a great time to boost your immunity, boost your immune system. The Myers cocktail is one of their many different versions of a vitamin infusion drip. And it's going to be directly injected right into your bloodstream by a qualified nurse adhering to the CDC guidelines. And they will make house calls. So if you ever wanted to get this done at your home or office, give them a call. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Replenish IV Solutions, the science of nutritional balance. And we have Doug Levi on the show with us today. And Doug, I wanted to take a quick, since you and I both, I'm recruiting real estate agents to join our team. You have your insurance side hustling where you're training and developing, folks that want to sell insurance kind of as a side hustle, insurance side hustling. But it's interesting. I teed this up. I have this for the lightning round, but I'm going to go ahead and throw it into our segment here. So what I talk about is the only ongoing sustainable advantage that we have in business is the ability to outlearn our competition and take advantage of developing and learning and implementing new skills, right? So how do we do that? We do that with practice. So here's since we're on the quarterback show here's one of the things that really stuck out for me about Super Bowl 49. This is with the Patriots, Tom Brady and the Patriots taking on the Seattle Seahawks, if you flash back about 4 or 5 years ago. So one of the greatest moments in Super Bowl history, in my opinion, because I played quarterback growing up, but at USF I played defensive back. I also played DB growing up. To me, it's one of the hardest positions in all of sports is to cover a fast, shifty receiver while you're facing backwards. You're a defensive back. You got to have your back, so you're backpedaling. So anyways, late in the fourth quarter, here we had the Patriots were up by 4. And so the Patriots were ahead by 4 points late in the fourth quarter, and the Seahawks quarterback, Russell Wilson, he throws a late interception I think it was 10 seconds left on the clock to Malcolm Butler from the Patriots. He stepped in front of that pass to stop the Seahawks from scoring. But the backstory is the most important thing. If you follow the ESPN, some of the different specials they do, they saw that formation in practice. So what they did is they had twin receivers. So basically 2 receivers stacked to the right. And when they do that, it causes somewhat of a confusion for the DBs because they're not sure, if the inside receiver goes out, outside receiver goes in, it causes confusion. And he got beat in practice. Malcolm Butler got beat in practice with that same route where the receiver did an undercut. He did a slant route, and he scored a touchdown in practice on him. That same exact scenario came up in the biggest game of his life, and Malcolm Butler was ready. And what did he do? He anticipated Russell Wilson's pass. He stepped in front of the pass, intercepted the ball, and caused the Patriots to win the Super Bowl. So the big takeaway is that you have small stake practice for large stake situations, Doug.
I like that. That's a writer-downer, man. I love this saying, Brandon. It's little hinges swing big doors.
Yeah, that's right.
Think about that. Little hinges swing big doors.
That's a good one.
Yeah, no, we're really excited about the insurance side hustling. Again, we got written up in Yahoo Finance, Latin Business Today, Market Watch, Morning Star. They all picked up a press release about us in January, calling us a game changer. We have not found any other company or entity in the country doing what we're doing. And really what that is we're helping people get into the insurance business, really the property and casualty. So that's home, auto, business insurance, and doing it part-time, doing it remote, where you've got training, infrastructure, and support from a top agency here. And so we're just really excited about that. I'm excited to help grow people, bring people on. So far, we've had about 45 people so far that are somewhere along the journey, as I call it. They may have just gotten licensed. They could be in licensing right now. We're fully on board. And we do weekly Zoom calls. So every Monday, we, kind of again, and I talk to our team a lot. I love sports my whole life, is, it's blocking and tackling. It's building that muscle memory. So we want to train and teach you how to be successful so that when you're out with your clients, it's just second nature, right? So every Monday morning, 10:30 on Zoom, we do a motivation moment, get you started off on the right foot. Positive mindset and outlook is so big. We do some specific insurance training with you. How to do home, how to do auto. We do role playing. We just talked about this in the break, where we just, we allow a few new people to kind of go through proposals, go through questions and answer, uncover things that, maybe they're a little afraid to ask with a client, or a client asks them a question and throws them off a little bit. Well, they've done more of that in practice. They're going to be better prepared in the field. And then we do some sales and marketing training. So we're having a lot of fun with that. We're also doing every Tuesday at 10 a.m. As a matter of fact, it was the call I had right before this. We're doing an opportunity overview call where we basically have people that are interested in what we're doing. We had 15 people on the call this morning from all over. We had some people from a lot from Florida, but West Virginia. We had other states. So just really excited to see what God's doing with this and how we can really impact and help a lot of people, and just have a lot of fun while we're doing it.
Yeah, and then we're talking with Doug Levi here, TampaBayInsurance.com, Strategic Insurance. He's also got the other website, InsuranceSideHustling.com as well. And Doug Levi, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, insurance expert. We talk everything from flood insurance on the show to, the property casualty, life, and some of the other health opportunities that he has as well. Now, another story we just got out of national media, Sweet Tomatoes closes. It was one of my Uncle Joe's, one of his favorite places. I remember eating there with him. Sweet Tomato closing down permanently because of the coronavirus. So, Doug, there's another story of a restaurant or a business being affected by the coronavirus.
Yeah, and it's I feel so blessed, and Brandon, I know you do as well. And I love, again, one of my favorite quotes. William Penn says, "The secret to a happy life is you count your blessings while others count their troubles." And I don't say that lightly. But other than to say that, 30 million Americans, and it's growing, have lost their jobs. And we're at such a pivotal point in history. I think we'll look back someday. Brandon, and I'd still like to consider me and you young guys. I don't know what everybody else thinks, but I still like to consider me and you somewhat young guys. But I think we don't have the perspective. We'll look back someday even further down the road and be like, wow, what 2020 was. But here's the blessing out of the challenge is that, there's a lot of people that are in change right now and are forced to look at other things. And so maybe this is an opportunity for someone to say, okay, I want to do something that's going to benefit myself. I don't want to work for a corporation where I can be downsized. I don't want to be micromanaged. And that's what I love about the insurance side hustling opportunities. You can do it part-time, you can do it full-time, you can work as much or as little as you want, whether you want to make $500 a month or $5,000 a month. We're here to help support that dream and that goal. And so, I know there's a lot of people probably that are going to listen to the show that are, they've either lost their jobs or hours have been cut. And, my encouragement would be, check us out. Check out InsuranceSideHustling.com. We're in a great business because we're in an industry that everyone needs. You're in a need-based, not just a want-based business. People are already budgeting for it. And you can really get started very inexpensively. I mean, the average cost, our startup costs are about $200 to $400. And that depends on your licensing. A lot of that is licensing costs. And we even, Brandon, do a reimbursement program where we show you get licensed up front, you come on board, and after you've written 3 policies with us, we reimburse your licensing costs. So, I encourage people, keep your head up, stay positive, stay encouraged. And again, know where there's change, there's opportunity. And this could be maybe an opportunity for you to take a look at us.
Yeah.
And if not us, maybe they want to get into real estate and take a look at what you're doing, Brandon.
Yeah, exactly. It is that time to reinvent. It's that time to really consider, do I want to stay with my W-2 job where I'm a corporate, I'm just an income earner. I'm someone that's on the roster, so to speak, and be in a vulnerable position. And hey, it's challenging. I remember back in 2008, I was heavy in one side of the mortgage business. And when that hit, it hit us hard. And, that's been one of my goals is to diversify, diversification and looking at those types of strategies. How can I diversify and be different? And it's always a great time to invest in yourself, personal development, learn a new skill, learn a new language, learn if you wanted to play guitar your whole life, there's some great times. Some people do have more downtime than others to do that. I do see people getting back to work. It was nice to go to my barber shop and get my hair cut again and, just get back into that routine, go to my breakfast spot. I ate lunch outside, but I had an egg white omelet outside, So I see that we're coming out of this thing. I think things are coming in the right direction for us, Doug. And we got about 30 seconds left for final words.
Yes, final words is, again, insurancesideHustling.com. You can see a lot of info on there. You can, if you want, you can plug into one of our opportunity overviews where we really unpack a little bit more about what we're doing. And great opportunity. Maybe even if people are listening, if it's not something for you, perhaps someone that, hey, this is something legitimate you can do part-time remote from home. And so, we're just excited to hopefully be a force for good and help people and ultimately just pay it forward. So excited about what we got going on right now.
Awesome. Great stuff. Doug Levi, Strategic Insurance. Great guy. Reach out to him for all your insurance needs. And we would love to make that connection with you. If you want to hit us up on the website or our hotline, we will make connections to all of our show partners. Stay with us when we come back. More from our expert contributors here. We got Eli Gonzalez going to be talking about ghostwriting and publishing, as well as our feel-good story of the day. New York hospitals' entire staff surprised with free vacation. Stay with us right here. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
All right, this week we're going to talk about something exciting as usual.
We always have something exciting.
Yes, we do.
At least it's exciting to us.
But this is a question that comes up.
TV, hey, it's Friday night. We're not here. Yes, we pre-recorded once again because WeBeam TV is working over in Tampa with D'Angelo Star.
62 who knew. I almost said Professional Mortgage Alliance Joe's Bar and Grill, but actually it's our 39th week. 62 who knew.
We're at the wonderful steampunk event at the Verizon Event Center here in 2019. I think it's still August, right? Yeah. Woo! Can't remember
Ask about
to be able to help businesses to do that part of it. But it's just been a couple of years.
Well, and I've taken the business card files from our business cards and made
Entrepreneurs and professionals of Tampa Bay, welcome to your hour for getting the information, the tools, and the connections
Ian
for
Beckles on Radio Influence.
Or you say left-hand white, and then they catch the left-hand white. What it does, it helps you quick with hand-eye coordination. Yeah.
Well, that's kind
as your super connector. We want to introduce you to our 50+ show partners. We got over 80 categories of expert contributor advice here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we want to
That's where we disagree, but that's okay.
I said nonviolent.
That's okay.
Because, we're one of the only states that don't give them back the right. I've got Jamie Limbaugh. He is from the Next Step image. I love that image because you were telling me earlier.
For the type of republic we actually are is actually very correct. Yet politicians and regular people use these words interchangeably, even though technically they are very different.
If you're an overdoer, overachiever, people pleaser, we tend to neglect ourselves. And even as
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. Our goal is to help you win when you're buying, selling, or investing. We've got a great real estate team, and we are local economists of choice here. We know the market, we know sales, and we can help you win as a certified negotiation expert as well. I teach courses at both the Realtor boards here in Tampa Bay, GTAR and Pro here in Tampa Bay. So we'd love to talk to you, buying, selling, or investing. And we always feature some of our listings on our show as well. We got a couple of hot listings here in Tampa Bay. Property listed at 8325 West Hillsborough Avenue. This is a owner occupied property building that is a business. It's perfect for your business. If you have a sales team and you'd like to meet with them, check out the beautiful conference room. You got a large conference room there, small kitchen, and it's completely fenced in. There's video cameras as well, security system. Great opportunity. You also have signage on Hillsborough Avenue with about 40 to 50,000 vehicles a day driving by. 8325 West Hillsborough Avenue in Tampa. A great buying opportunity here in Tampa Bay. Also, I've got a great lot available. Lots of vacant land, by the way, about 12 or 15 vacant land parcels available for sale. So if you're looking for land, you want to build residential, commercial, reach out to me. But I've got one at KETCH Court. It's KETCH Court here in Tarpon Springs. Beautiful property. Look how close you are to the waterway here. This property is $99,000 for a great lot with a water view. Great opportunities. I've got several other parcels of land, commercial, residential lots, Palm Harbor lots, all Odessa lots, lots of land available for sale. Check out PlatinumMVPTeam.kw.com. PlatinumMVPTeam.com. Also, giving a shout out to Golf Cart Depot. One of our show partners is Golf Cart Depot. Say hello to Marty and his team. They do a great job up there. They hooked us up with our beautiful Keller Williams red golf cart, and I love getting out, door knocking, meeting our neighbors, working open houses. They've got the Icon electric vehicles as well. Easy Go, Star EV, Cushman, pre-owned and remanufactured golf carts available from the Golf Cart Depot, and they will bring the golf cart to you right now during the coronavirus. They are delivering and bringing them for a test drive. So reach out to Golf Cart Depot. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Take them up on special offers and incentives just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, we're back here in studio. We're going to the phones now. Eli Gonzalez via Zoom, the godfather of ghostwriting. Now, you're telling me, I know a lot of paper sales are up, right? But you're telling me that book sales are up 770%, Eli?
Nope, I'm telling you it's up 777%.
Whoa. Nice.
So books, once again, is the paper heavyweight champ, outselling every paper product, including toilet paper.
Yeah, that's an interesting one, man. You think about the market right now and how things are going. They're tuned into alternative sources. I know our radio show is getting an uptick in calls lately, people reaching out to our hotline. And so you're seeing it in the book sales as well.
Yeah, it's a great time to publish. It's a fantastic time to publish. Netflix had a huge jump and spike, but Netflix is starting to level off. People are starting to get tired of watching so much TV.
Yep.
So a lot of people have reverted back to that book that they thought, hey, once I slow down or when I go on a vacation, I'll read this book. Now that they've, a lot of different people have handled this a lot of different ways. Some people, got strict on their diet. Some people drank every night. Some people binge watched. But a lot of people are kind of finding another normalcy, and books is in their repertoire. So It's a fantastic time to be coming out with a book right now. And the trend is just going to keep going. The whole readership world, the marketplace, just added on millions of new readers. And so it's on a huge spike, and it's going to stay up there for a while.
So you think once people get into the habit of reading a book, because we're all creatures of habit, right? So once they get into the habit of reading a book, they're going to be addicted to it.
Absolutely. And a lot of people are hip to it. So as I mentioned here in this show, and thanks again for having me back. I
My
appreciate
pleasure.
That. Like I mentioned a few times, I've written 85 books. The first few times I've been on, I've been at home, but here are some of the books that I've written. I've written up to 85 now.
Nice.
And I tell you, a lot of people have been reaching out to me. While some businesses, and I feel bad for any business owner that's going through a tough time that has to be closed or what have you. For us, I really thought that we were going to have a downfall with a lot of people being spend conscious, but a lot of business owners are getting it. I don't know if it's they have more time or what have you.
Yeah.
But it's like we all entered into this tunnel. And when we entered into this tunnel, everyone was scared as to what's going to happen. But those real go-getters, they're starting to see, hey, at the end of the tunnel, am I going to still be on my same place in line in the marketplace that I was when I entered the tunnel? Am I going to be further back?
Right.
And a lot of people are thinking, well, let me take this time to get that book out. Let me take this time to do my ebook, to do my online course.
Yeah.
So I mean, we got really busy, but that's one of the things that we pivoted to as well in our online course. And it's a trying time. And again, my heart goes out to everyone struggling. But some people are made millionaires in a recession.
That's right. There's opportunity. There's lots of opportunity right now. And, by the way, we offer discounts to veterans, first responders, teachers, nurses, folks, and those that are affected by the coronavirus. Anybody buying, selling, or investing, we can help you with that as well. Talk to us a little bit about, I think a lot of people, I've written a couple books. You and I are working together on a third book right now, which I'm real excited about. But yes. How to defy writer's block? You hear that term thrown out there and you hear it. You don't hear it in other professions. You don't hear it in, hey, I can't do my job today, but if I'm a writer, I have this mysterious writer's block, right?
Yeah. I have two pet peeves that I react to them a little illogically, right? So the first pet peeve is when people have a business card, a book, and they say, "Oh, it's like a glorified business card." That one drives me up the wall.
Yeah.
Because I feel bad for the author that states that or that leverages it like that,
Right.
And I think I've said this here before. A book is a juggernaut when used properly.
Yeah.
When implemented well, it's like a diet. It's like anything else. When you work it well, it's going to work for you.
Exactly.
So that's one of my pet peeves, because I say, hey, a business card can't educate, it can't teach, it can't inspire, it can't motivate. There's no call to action. So it's totally different. A business card can get you on stages, can get you on this show probably.
Yeah.
But being an author is different.
Yeah.
So that's my one pet peeve. My other pet peeve is writer's block.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you how many writers I've worked with and authors I've worked with. I've helped publish now more than 200 authors. As a ghostwriter, wrote more than 80, but published more than 200. And the excuse of writer's block, it's gotten to the point where I had to do something about it. So,
good.
Yeah. So we have a course, an online course, coming out next week. Defy writer's block and become a productive writer every time you sit down.
It's a game changer. I tell you what, one of our mutual friends, Captain Will Smith, he's doing a lot of big things, and his story is such a monumental, interesting story, the way that it happened. He actually was falsely incarcerated. He had a judge thrown off the bench for illegal or improper practices, and on and on. And now he's a pilot, and he's mixing and mingling with millionaires and folks that own multiple large businesses, flying NFL athletes around, all types of cool people. But he is actually taking his book, and now in the process of potentially they're making a movie about him now.
Yeah. So if you're sitting at home watching this, driving, wherever you're at, listening to this, if you've got a crazy life story and you think that it's absolutely, it's everybody's telling you to write a book. And if you want to think, well, why should I? Well, Will Smith, we worked together and we wrote this book. He's got a great story, maybe like you who's listening now. The difference between you and him is that he took the initiative and got the book done.
Yeah.
And it's not like he spent a ton of money promoting it. The book is just very well written, and it's a very good story. So it got to the right hands, and right now there's seed money. I heard of $50,000 to develop a trailer to sell the movie rights to either Lionsgate, Netflix, or Amazon. So yeah. if you're sitting there thinking, man, I got a great story, but maybe nobody's going to buy my book, it might not come through book sales, but nothing will happen if you don't get your book done.
You got to take massive action when you see a potential there for a goal. A funny side story too. The book, the movie that ended up being a phenomenon, Wolf of Wall Street, played by Leonardo DiCaprio. The backstory behind that. I heard through a friend of a friend that he got incarcerated. Belfort got incarcerated. His first roommate or cellmate, when he was in prison, was either Cheech and Chong Marin, one of those guys.
Oh, really?
So he's telling them all these stories that we ended up finding out in the book and the movie, right? And that's how his book became. He's like, man, I got to tell somebody. So he called his agent or whoever, and then they said, man, let's do a deal with this guy.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's the thing. Like, take your mess and turn it into your message.
Mm-hmm.
Take your test, turn it into testimony. However it's going to work for you. There is very little way that a book comes back void.
Right.
No matter the genre.
Right.
No matter the genre. Well, even if it's a kid's book, there's no way that you're not going to get some kind of return on your time and whatever you invest financially into it.
Right. And for real estate sales, I'm using it for real estate sales for, different reasons. People, they want to know that you're an expert. They want to know that you're a go-getter. You took the extra time to actually write a book, take your ideas, put them on paper, publish those ideas, spent time and money because you wanted to get your expertise out. So when it comes down to listing with me or listing with another realtor, it's just one more check that I have in my favor, one more box checked in my favor in terms of being a published author. What is it? Less than 1% of the population is a published author.
Yeah, and that's of the people that try to write books, not of the population. People that start a book, less than 1% actually finish it and then have the confidence in it to publish it. And that's why being an author is still a huge deal.
Yeah. Stay with us. More from Eli coming up. We're going to dive a little bit deeper on strategies that Eli can help you with, as well as our feel-good story of the day. Find out about the New York City Hospital's entire staff that's surprised with free vacations for their efforts during the coronavirus pandemic. Stay with us right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Connect with us online. Call us on our hotline. We would love to connect with you and be connected as your super connector here. We want to help you connect with our show partners, 80-plus categories, 50-plus show partners, at Brandon Rhymes 1 on Instagram and Twitter, Consumer Quarterback Show page on Facebook, and we'll be right back after the short break. And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, helping you win in any marketplace. Giving a shout out to Two Maids and a Mop, the official cleaning partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Two Maids and a Mop. They do a great job cleaning our real estate properties. Say hello to Tabitha and her team right here out of the Clearwater location for Two Maids and a Mop. And I just had my home cleaned yesterday. They come in, There's two maids that come in, and they're in and out. They're cleaning the property in 4 or 5 hours versus if you have one cleaner, they're there all day and it's kind of hanging out. 2 maids and a mop. They do a great job. They've got the pay for performance plan, and it's safe, reliable, professional grade cleaning with 2 maids and a mop. And I highly recommend them. Say hello to our friends at 2 maids and a mop. Let them know that the real estate quarterback sent you. A couple of hot listings here in Tampa Bay. I've got a great development opportunity. 4214 Peaceful Lane in Land O'Lakes. This is a large parcel of land, 8 lots. 5 of those lots are right on the water on Bell Lake. It's in Land O'Lakes. So attention builder developers. We've got lakefront lots available in Land O'Lakes. I actually have another lot available right across the way from that at 4207 Cox Drive in Land O'Lakes as well. This one is on the peninsula. It's an end of the road. Great opportunity for privacy as well. Check out all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. And every day we're going to tell you something positive in our feel-good story of the day before we get back to Eli Gonzalez, godfather of ghostwriting, here on the show as well. Today's feel-good story is a good one. New York City Hospital's entire staff surprised with free vacations for their efforts during the coronavirus pandemic. 4,000 hospital employees are getting a free round-trip tickets to the destination of their choice and a free 3-night stay in that location. American Airlines and Hyatt have teamed up to show their appreciation for one of the hospitals hardest hit by COVID-19 in the United States. More than 4,000 hospital staff, including doctors, physician assistants, nurses, facilities, and food teams out of the New York City Health and hospitals were surprised with round-trip tickets and select the destinations across the United States and the Caribbean. So I love these feel-good stories that we do. This is a good one here. Helping those folks. Hyatt, they've got a lot of rooms that I imagine are not being occupied right now, and Eli, we were kind of commenting a little bit off air. Eli, the Last Dance was on, right? You heard The Last Dance. A lot of people have been talking about it. Episode 8 was on recently. And it was funny because they talk about vacations. Phil Jackson goes to Michael Jordan. He says, hey, I want to talk to you about something. Dennis Rodman says he needs a vacation. He's wanting to go to Vegas for a few days. He says, and MJ,
they're in the middle of the season.
Yeah, they're in the middle of the season. MJ says, if anybody needs a vacation, I need a vacation. So lo and behold, they end up letting him go. And I guess he stayed a little bit longer than his curfew. Or he said, can you be back in 48 hours? He said, if you let him go to Vegas, he's not going to be back in 48 hours.
Yeah, Michael actually had to go physically and knock on his hotel room and get him.
That's right. Yeah, he did. He had to physically go knock on the door, say, come back. We got to. Yeah.
The cool thing about the vacation and that feel-good story is, a lot of us probably that work a lot, we feel like we need a vacation right now. There's a lot of people that are home. We need a vacation from home.
Yeah.
It's like,
I think so. Yeah. A lot of people are ready to get a vacation and, get a vacation from those that they're surrounded with in the house, in some cases, right? So let's go back to Eli. So Eli Gonzalez, godfather of ghostwriting, his website as well, godfatherofghostwriting.com, and been on a lot of stages himself. He's a professional speaker as well, and talks a lot about defying writer's block and just the way to successfully take your story and create it into a book. And you've also got this new membership site that you're offering out.
Yeah, I sat with my team, and there are a lot of people hurting right now. So we kind of thought, hey, what can we do to help people that don't have the resources right now, but that can get them going? So we came up with a membership site that goes live on my site next week, and we'll have about 4 courses up there. Either the 5 writers block for fiction writers, for nonfiction, or both, or how to start a business course, and how to different book templates where people can just download this PDF. And I'm giving you instruction, whether it's a business book, a faith-based book, or memoir, they can just write their book right inside that Word document, kind of like with my coaching already written there. So we have a lot of what we think are really cool tools for people that want to write. Now a lot of people can't, don't have resources. So what we did was, we figured we'll do a membership site at only $19.99, right? $20.
Yep.
Because so that they value it and cherish it and actually use it. But for that, they get their choice of any one of the courses that they want. Then they can buy any other course at half price. And on top of that, with that, they go to my private face group where I do a live coaching once a week. And all this is for $20.
Wow.
A month, unlimited email access to my team. Within 48 hours, their question will get answered by me or a team member for $20. And then we have twice a month on the 1st and the 15th, we have different things coming out, different ebooks and how to start your book and on each genre, how to start your business, the top 10 self-publishing mistakes people make. We have a 69 sentence starters. So for people that write a lot, that people that write blogs, and sometimes you get used to your own style and you get sick of your own style. So here's a downloadable guide with 69 different ways to start your sentences. And then we have a PDF of 60 different ways to write the most commonly abused conjunctions, which are the words and, so, and but. Right? And if you're a writer, you're writing and, so, and but, and you're very rarely writing something different. Well, we promise 60. We actually over-deliver. We give 70 different ways on how to write those.
Wow.
So we have other little videos that are free for the $20 a month. Like once they're in, they get all of that at their disposal. So we're really excited about that. It's all about not capitalizing against the fellow man. It's all about helping the fellow man, and that's what we're trying to do.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's more of a collaborative economy right now. This, moving forward, I've been listening to a lot of video as Tony Robbins and Ray Dalio and Kiyosaki. I listen to a lot of video, and that's the cool thing about today is, if you were born poor or if you're in a situation where you don't want to be in, that's tough. And I'm sorry that you're in that position. But if you stay that way, there's really no excuse today with the internet, with the access to videos, with access to resources. You just mentioned for $20 you can get into your membership site and have access to all those tools. But going back to my thought of a collaborative economy, it really is. It's going to take all of us coming together, pulling together, because we don't want to see more and more companies keep going out of business. Like we just talked about Sweet Tomatoes going out of business, and some of the gyms that have had to restructure, huge Gold's gyms had to file Chapter 11 bankruptcy and restructure. It's going to be a collaborative economy going forward. And what I mean by that is, let's work together. Let's all explore ways that we can help one another. Let's talk about barter situations. Let's talk about ways that we can utilize each other's resource, not hoard one resource, but share those resources. Going back to what Jim Rohn called, an abundance mentality, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of people right now that are in different positions than ever before that they would be more than willing to listen to your plan for a strategic partnership.
Right.
Like for us right now, and this is going to be my third one on my Facebook page, Godfather of Ghostwriting. I have two Facebook pages that I give content on for free. One is How to Write a Book by Eli Gonzalez, and the other one is the Godfather of Ghostwriting page. For the last few weeks, I've done free live videos. I did one that's up there still now on how to write your faith-based book. And I go about an hour and just free content. There's no offer at the end.
Yeah.
And the other one I did How to Write a Business Book. And then on this Thursday, I'm actually going to get on there and teach how to write your novel. And this is absolutely for free. There's no gimmick. There's no thing at the end. There's no offer. This is just our way of giving back. Because when you talk about a collaborative economy, it's not all about money. Sometimes it's ideas and methodologies.
That's
and
right.
When you share that, you can help. You can do your part to help everyone get going.
That's right. Ideas, introductions, plans. There's a lot of ways. And we're talking with Eli Gonzalez here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. If you just joined us, I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. He is the godfather of ghostwriting. The website is godfatherofghostwriting.com. And I want to go back to that because I was listening to a Bob Proctor interview as well the other day, and he was talking about fear and faith. Fear and faith. a lot of people have problems, or some people have problems with fear because you don't, or with faith because, I don't really know. We don't really know for sure. We're reading these books, but we're kind of running short on time here. But without fear, or either one of those, you can't see it. It's not physical, right? So faith and fear, they're both there at all times, but it's what you focus on, right?
Yeah, and actually, fear and faith can't be there at the same time.
Exactly.
If you're fearful, then you don't have faith, and if you have faith, then that abolishes the fear.
Right on.
So a lot of people that might think themselves as being a person of faith, whether it's God or whether it's themselves or methodology. If you have fear, then question yourself. Because fear is not of God, right? Fear doesn't come from a good place. And what all these big guys say that you've mentioned, so one of the things they say is that what you focus expands.
Yes.
Whatever you focus on expands. As a man thinketh, so is he.
Yes.
If you're going to operate through fear, then bad things are going to happen. But if you operate through faith,
right,
and self-belief, you put in the time, that you know that you're good.
Yeah.
Go forth and manifest your destiny on this planet. The world needs you.
That's right. Yeah. Abundance mentality. Do it. Take massive action. Believe with certainty that you have massive action, and then you're going to take more action, and then you're going to be reinforced, because when you believe with certainty, you're going to get better results, and that's going to be that circle of how the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. Hey, great job, Eli. Appreciate you. I want to thank Doug Levi as well, Strategic Insurance, Eli Gonzalez, and all of our listeners, viewers out there. Please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness and do something kind for one another. Be a force for good right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We'll see you next time. Check out consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time